the home building and remodeling show. Let's go! Welcome everybody to the home building and remodeling show. My name is Chris Kirby and I'll be your host. I am the owner of 3 construction companies on the Alabama Gulf Coast. The show is about residential construction. We're going to cover topics of home building and remodeling. Are you thinking of doing a remodel or building a home? Are you a contractor looking to improve your knowledge base or grow your business? Have you ever done a remodel project or built a home? There were so many things you wish you knew or that you could have done differently during the process. Then this show is for you. We break down the process of building and remodeling and how to have the best results during your project. Whether you're a DIYer looking for tips, someone looking to hire a contractor to do a project, or a contractor looking to expand your knowledge base or your business. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you. Stay tuned.
All right, what's up, guys? We're back this week again with Shannon Evans. She's a DIY expert and builder. She joins the show to share her experience on places like HGTV's Renovation Resort, just kind of listening to what she's done and what she's been through in her journey of being a maker. What she would call a maker has been excellent for a lot of you who are looking to do the same type of thing. And this community is very supportive. We post so much stuff, so many how-to videos, so many podcast clips and different videos of us talking about the show and different things that we're doing in home building and remodeling and the DIY journey that some of you all have. Some of the guests that are going to be coming on have a very different journey. Everybody isn't just a traditional builder or a traditional remodeler, but they have a lot of value add information. And so I'm looking forward to those experiences. After Shannon goes, we have Sarah Trump, who, one of the things that I love that Shannon talks about on our show is the fact that she was able to come down here and learn from our company. And that's an open opportunity for any of you who listen to our podcast and want to share your journey or want to learn and grow. We actually took her around to some job sites while she was here. We had a whole home remodel that we were doing, and she walked through, talked with the client, but more importantly, she was able to ask our people who are in the field, Jeremiah and some others, hands-on questions about tile, how they were installing it, why they were doing what they were doing to install the tile. And it was so cool to see our team actually answer those questions and train her. And then it was so awesome to see her be able to ask those questions and get real life experience and be able to answer those questions that she could take back and use on her journey. And the workshops and everything that we do in our company are open to any of you who listen to our podcast. We're based in Alabama. We're on the Alabama Gulf Coast. You are more than welcome to come down and hang out with us, spend the day with us, go around the jobs with us, home builds, remodels, additions, whatever it is that we're doing, even some of the design stuff that we do and some of those journeys. We'd love to share those with you on the show, and you too can be like Shannon and start your own journey. Or if you are hesitant in a part of your journey, right? Just as contractors, we don't know it all. So I encourage you to reach out to us via email or, once we're a little more comfortable, I actually do hand out my phone number so you guys and girls can call me, and Facebook Messenger. I use social media a lot, but reach out to the homebuildingshow@gmail.com and ask your questions, fire away. Don't be out there trying to do stuff and be hesitant or scared to ask questions. We want you to ask questions. We want you to share your journey, come on the show. Whether you're a home builder, whether you're a novice just getting started, right? It doesn't really matter. Ask those questions. We love this content. We love sharing knowledge. We learn so much. We don't have all the answers, but we love to talk about the topic, share the knowledge, talk about being a contractor, and make sure that other contractors do better because they're listening to our stories. They're listening to the mistakes we've made, and we're sharing those experiences honestly and openly. Please watch our how-tos and our daily updates via video because we put out a lot of information about projects and especially process in those videos. So make sure you're following. And as we continue this week with Shannon's journey, please tune in, listen to what Shannon has to say. She is somebody who is going to continue to grow her presence in the world of home building, remodeling, DIY. She calls herself a maker. I think she's an incredible person, an incredible friend. And she definitely will add value to your life, not only in the building world. I appreciate her life experience and some of the stories that she shares. I hope that you too will enjoy listening to her. And don't be afraid to share your journey. Reach out to us, thehomebuildingshow@gmail.com. I am very passionate about what we do, and I want to get your story out there. So if you've got a story, share it with us. Come on the show. Come on the podcast. Start your journey. Ask me how to start a podcast. Ask me how to start videoing. What do we use? Products, tools, all of that stuff. Ask. Do not hesitate to ask. Again, tune in. Look forward to you reaching out to us. And I look forward to sharing more stories just like Shannon's and helping people. And hopefully you will be the next one to come on the show. Thanks. Welcome to Shop Talk, the segment where we bring in a co-host or special guest and just chop it up about home building, remodeling, and DIY. This is where stories get shared, lessons get learned, and we dive into the real side of the craft, straight from the people living it every day. Put your hands on. Don't be scared. So if you're watching this and you're watching Shannon or you go follow her, sometimes it's as simple as just getting up and doing it. Right?
Yeah. And it's funny, there's so many areas of what I do. Like people are like, when someone says like, oh, what do you do for a living? Or I can't give you a title. If I say builder, then you've already put me in this like box, right? Now I'm a builder. Now I build homes. No, I might build a piece of furniture. I might build a cabinet. I might, so it's like, I almost feel like if more people realize the DIY world in itself, like whether it's home improvement expert or DIY expert or all the million titles they give me on that show, at the end of the day, I'm a creator in my own way where I'm using my hands to take raw product and move it into something that's useful or beautiful. And it's not just about building homes. And I think a lot of people just kind of steer clear of that because they hear builder and they think like, going to build a home. That's insane. And it's like, no, just digestible pieces. Do little projects at a time until you feel comfortable picking up a tool and building bigger and bigger and bigger. And I'm not even there yet, right? Like I'm still at a point where I know I can get bigger and build bigger things and do bigger things, but I'm still learning. You have to learn the things like you're teaching, the little things. Because if you don't do all those little things, how can you get out there and do a whole house or, it's wild to me how many people just don't understand how many areas that they can get into.
Yeah, absolutely. Without jumping into just, building a home. Now, I do have a home builder, female home builder, friend of mine that does great work. She owns Lemongrass Custom Homes, and she's going to come on. And she is a builder. She has been building for over 20 years, and that's what she does. She does wonderful work and has so much more knowledge than I do. She's amazing, and I love that, that she's going to be able to come on and inspire and share her story. It's all the things, starting from the basic principles of dealing with the tools, right? Learning that process, and then just getting out there to make stuff. And if you follow Shannon, you'll be able to follow that journey and see some of the stuff that she makes and some of the stuff that she does. But where did it all begin for you? Like, what even got you into, like, I just want to try to make things?
Yeah. I mean, I wish there was like a starting point, but, we don't remember much of our childhood. But I always say it was like, my parents taught me there wasn't like the word no. And and I touch on it a lot because I have 2 kids and you try not to get in the way of like, if a child walks up to you and says, I'm painting this picture, what color should I paint this dog? And I always use this story because it makes sense to people. You would probably say like, oh, a brown dog would be great or a white dog. Maybe don't answer that question for them. Maybe say, well, what color would you see that dog being? What do you think? Yeah. Because a lot of times the creativity comes from us not answering the question for our kids. So I grew up in a house where that was normal. The narrative was always, go ahead, try it. Give it a shot. My dad was blue collar, owned his own plumbing and heating company, still does to this day and runs it. And now my brother runs it with him. So that blue collar family, like I get that. And I unfortunately for me, I feel like I could have been a great plumber, but I wasn't. But, I watched the idea of what it took to be a plumber. And my mom was on the other side of it where she was creating, she was making florals. She had a gift shop. She was hands-on crafty Carol. So I knew nothing other than that. And I think like when you realize you're not learning it, you're just in it, right? Like
Yeah.
just existed in that world. I really didn't know people hired people to fix things. I just thought you went out and fixed it yourself, right?
Yeah.
When when you first start getting into adulthood and you realize there's like people to fix things and people, we hire people for things. I'm like, I can just do it myself. I can just do it myself. So I think like once I got into the point of really not being told no and putting my hands in things and realizing that things were happening with my hands that were connecting to this brain up here,
Yeah.
was, whoa, that's amazing. So I just started doing and it all just kind of, again, like once you're where you're supposed to be and you're living out this purpose and you're understanding your passion, it all just kind of slowly comes together. And sometimes it's not clear right away, because for me, it was always television. And it was like TV focus, TV. And then it was like, oh, hands-on DIY. And then all of a sudden those two things kind of went
Merged.
I was
Absolutely.
like, oh my God, they belong together. And now I'm in a world where I'm like, this was my passion. This was my purpose. And they just collided into like, oh, I can do television and empower people and create. So it's a beautiful mashup of what happened.
And something that you touched on was the plumbing company. So
Yeah.
you had the contractor side in your blood, and then you had the creative. But you said, how long has the company been around?
Oh gosh, my dad's been running it since I was 2 years, a child. I mean,
That is,
I don't even know how old my
testament.
45. It's got to be 45 plus years. I mean, that's all he's done. He's been a plumber. He was a Vietnam vet and came back and learned plumbing as a trade. And that's what he did. And he opened
Yeah.
this company, and it's Pelmac Plumbing and Heating out in the middle of New York nowhere. But everybody knows him as the best plumber in the world because he's so generous and honorable and he knows everything. You're in it for that long, you know everything.
Yeah.
But
Wow. So that right there is just kind of a testament to, I would say, the passion side, because if you don't have passion, and we are huge as customer service is a big part of what we do as contractors. Obviously, if you don't have those customer service skills or the willingness or want to help people, you're not going to stick around for long. So for 45 years, that is just, you need to tell them I said that. That is amazing. I mean,
and you know what? You're not going to meet someone who doesn't like my dad. You're
yeah,
not there's no narrative out there that he's not a great person. That's the narrative
absolutely.
anyone
Wow.
tells him. And
Yeah.
he will, he'll do anything for anyone. So it's like he's the plumber that is honest and reliable and caring and almost to a fault. I'm like, when are you going to retire? And he's like, these people need me.
Yeah.
So that's what he does. And you see that as a child, and you grow up in that home, and you grow up in that family of, just like my mom, always busting her butt to sell something or make something to sell. Just that concept of like how we were growing up. And now I look at it and I'm like, gosh, the generation's so different. My kids are not growing up like I did. Maybe a little,
Yeah.
not really.
Well, so what's funny about that is this past fall, it was the November timeframe, we do job shadowing for a couple of the schools here. So we allow them to send us a couple of students for the day, and they kind of do what you did. We take them on ride-alongs and we hit the job site.
Yeah.
It was a young male, young female, and her father owned a plumbing company, and she was coming here, and smart girl, she made sure we had his business cards when she left. It was really nice to see that's what she wants to do. She
That's
came to
great.
job shadow to understand, like, hey, how contracting works, but also because she takes serious the fact that she wants to work with her father and run that company.
Right.
So that is, it's out there. We're ready for it. And I love the fact that those two stories tie together, where you went a different direction. But
thank God I have a brother. Thank God.
Yeah, there you go.
It makes me feel a little bit better about things, but I never felt like connected to it in a way.
Yeah.
That plumbing is so passionate to me. Do I wish I learned a little more? Yeah. Like in the first episode when they asked me what a S-trap or P-trap was, and I couldn't answer it. And I thought, oh my gosh, my dad owns a plumbing company.
Yeah.
But you go a little mind blank on TV. So I'll give myself that. But, it's just the idea of like, what could I have learned and how could I have put that into play now? But I do believe like we take the steps we need to take. It's fine. But Plumbing was never my thing.
Right.
Still is
Right. And
my
that's the thing though. Like, and it's back to our message is, again, I love to see that there is a younger generation that is craving that knowledge. And I think people like us putting that message out there that it's okay, no matter who you are, to come into our industry and make it that primary choice. Where a lot of people, I've seen so many graphics that talk about comparing the cost of going to college versus becoming a contractor, a plumber, or electrician. And those things are not wrong. I mean, the
I've
thing
never been a
is
poor
that,
electrician, that's for sure.
yeah, you can make a great living as a contractor. And again, 45 years, there is not a lot of people who stick around for the first year, first 3 years, 5 years. Those are some of the benchmarks that people say you're going out of business if you do this. And
Yeah.
so for 45 years, that is amazing, but that also speaks to the passion. Wow. Tell your dad congratulations on that. I couldn't imagine 45 years into this. I don't know.
Yeah. I quote that number. It's probably, it's got to be close because I hate saying it, but I'm 45, driving around in this white van, with all
So
the
then for you, pivoting back to what, kind of what you do and what you like to do and the inspiration that kind of even connected us, because I watch your videos and I still watch all the time because you are not scared to talk about what you love, your passion and building and different things like that. What kind of projects do you think are your favorite?
I think it's just the idea of taking something that wasn't beautiful and being able to say, like, we can make that better. I think it's almost like reaching its full potential. And I think I feel that way with people and projects, right? Like projects are so, it's like it's almost like bringing it down to the basics for me. I love basic projects where people can make such a huge impact with something so small, like an arch or wallpaper or fixing, a big hole in the wall or tearing down a wall and whatever. It's just like these little things that people don't realize are such big moments to create feeling in your home. And I love seeing people's reactions to little spaces in their home that I was able to transform with something so minor.
Do people hire you now to do stuff or consult or do?
They do. I still get a lot of calls. I don't do it. I do it more for the joy of doing it. Like
absolutely.
And people are staging their home or something to get ready to sell it. I'll help them with painting. I just painted tile today for someone's backsplash or just something little like that. I love going to people's homes and helping them understand their spaces and things like that. But for me, the timing isn't, I just don't have the time to do it, but I can't get away from it. And people call me and I can't say no. Like, I'm like, I'll be right there. I'll be right there. I'll do it.
But you're helping them rethink some of these spaces. And I thought that was kind of cool while you were here and just talking about some of the things that you've done is, you can go into a house, and we do it as remodelers when we're working on, and I'm going to start sharing clips soon. We're working on a historic home and we're going through the process of getting approved because, if it has a historic marker, there are certain things you can, certain things you can't do. We're really reshaping what the inside of this home looks like. And it's so fun because, and I explain this to my team, when you can give people a new space, sometimes it gives them such peace of mind. And the small things, the big projects especially, but the small things that help them just kind of ease their mind. But a new space is very important to, like, our clients, they may save their whole life to get their dream kitchen done. So we take very serious the work that we do and making sure that we reach that vision. And as a contractor, that's, where I use designers and stuff, because if you show me something on Pinterest and
all the time
earlier, I can do it. Like if you call us and you call Adam and ask him questions or let's look at an idea, we can make it happen, right? And you're in that same space now. Hey, I can make this work, or I can, fix that or make it. But you have the ideas. We are not good at that as the contractor. A lot of the times it's show me that. Okay, I can build it.
You're giving me more credit.
I can't come up with that vision.
No,
piece,
you're giving me more credit. I don't have a vision either. I always tell people, I'm like the first thing people say is, what would you do in this room? What would you do? And I'm like, I'm not a designer.
Yeah.
I'm not a designer or a stylist. Do I know what feels good in this space? Yeah, I can probably help you with that. But 9 out of 10 times, I'm going to give you the wrong paint color, right?
Yeah.
Or, I might not be able to tell you what color couch to get with the wall color. Like, I'm not a stylist, but
Gotcha.
I
Yeah.
do understand the way that home should function a lot. And I
Mhm.
understand the way that home should feel. And I
Gotcha.
think that is something that is very unique to explain to people because, again, they come to me thinking I'm a designer or that
Yeah.
I know how to design this space, just like you're saying. And it's like, no, but I can give you ideas and I can tell you what I would do if I lived here. And I can tell you what you need to move this couch over to this wall. And here's just because, and it's so hard to explain that in a sense of like, well, what do you do for a living? Well, what can you do in my home? And it's like, this is why it's not my job. And I don't have a business card that's like, home person that does the following.
Right.
If you know me, you know that I can come over and do whatever you just asked, but only if you know me.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
absolutely.
I'm not coming. So yeah, it's interesting. I think projects are for people. It's almost like it's usually something they can do. And the reason they don't do it is because they're afraid to get started and they're not giving themselves permission to get started because
Right.
permission has no confidence. They're like, oh, well, I don't have any business doing that. And I'm like, yeah, you can.
So that's kind of the message that you're crafting. That's what people who are going to be following you and kind of following your story and following your journey moving forward is the inspiration piece, the saying, just get started.
Yeah, it's not the
Don't be
project's
scared.
not the hard part. It's
Yeah,
giving yourselves permission to start the project. That's the
that's
hard
right.
part. It's like
Because
everything.
people do, and we do it too. We think of 30 ways to mess something up before we even get started, because we're just so scared that we're going to mess it up that sometimes people never get started.
Yeah.
Right. And it's
Yeah.
just kind of like anything that you do. I had 150 ways to do a podcast and I needed it to be perfect and I needed a script and I needed to hire somebody to help.
No.
And then I just jumped in and 68 episodes later, we're kind of rolling and every episode you learn something new.
Yeah.
And I feel like, so you are currently my first online podcast interview, right?
Oh,
And I was in my head and I told Sarah this because she was going to do it. I think she's coming on September the 2nd to do hers. And I was like, well, you're probably going to be the first one. I was like, how's my camera? How's the microphone? But it's just jump in and do it, right? That's kind of, and you give me that inspiration because you're always talking about manifesting stuff and then just kind of doing it. The difference is though, that you say it, right? You manifest it, you say it, you believe it, and then you do it. I love that about the Shannon Evans that I know. And even from afar, I watch what you do and I've watched what you've done over the past year and some change that I've known you. And sometimes I'll go to your page and look and say, I just need to take a break and see what she's got going on. You always have something going on. I love that you've been posting with your friends lately too. I saw you bump your head the other night. I was like, what in the world? And it was you just dying laughing. And then you go backwards and boop. And I was like, at first I didn't even see that. Then you slow mode. I was like, wait a minute. Not only is she embarrassing herself, but let's do it in slow motion. And I was like,
doing that.
I mean,
you put yourself on TV for millions of people. The last thing you can do is hide behind who you really are.
That's right.
That goes away real quick.
No, and then what's funny too, that when I was watching your show and I was texting you and saying, because you can see it on your face and you were like, I know you do not. I love that about you though. Right. You're the real deal.
It's so hard. You're just on camera and you're listening to things. I'm an active listener. So I'm always like, okay. Like I listen with looking around or I listen with like a face that's questioning it. And it's not questioning it. It's just my face moves a lot when I'm at, it's part of writing. But yeah, people, I mean, luckily I've had nothing but nice comments, but I'm sure coming, it'll be coming, but it's all about just, I don't want people to get something where they're being inspired by someone who isn't walking the walk and talking the talk, right? Like I want people to know that like, I'm here for you. And I was, lucky enough to have incredible mentors like you guys and learning the things that I learned and people saying yes to me that now I owe that back to the world, right? I mean, people write messages and they'll say, "Oh my God, I can't believe you answered me." And I'm like, "Who do you think I am?" Like,
No, and,
right?
and that's another part of the journey that I'm learning now, just by kind of reaching out to different people and they're responding and they want to come on the show. I'm
I
like,
love it.
man, who am I? But it's what you were talking. You have to accept that. Hey, you can get guests to come on and do the show and have a great conversation. I would say the one quality I love about you, though, is the fact that you jump right in and you make it very easy to talk to you. You're very relatable. I'd love just kind of sitting and chatting with you and being able to really talk, right?
Yeah.
We have good conversations about real stuff. And I think anybody that's going to follow you, especially after this, and sees you on the show and is reaching out to you,
Yeah.
I think they're getting the real deal. So,
They will.
and I think, I'm glad that you came on, and I'm hoping that we continue to build that momentum that you have going. And anybody who's watching or listening, catch her at the home shows. I'm very excited for that. I can't imagine what kind of clips and stuff we're going to be getting from you from those. And
that's wild.
Yeah, watching your journey. But when you get a break, you need to come down here. We do have a couple of barndominiums that we're building, and I know you wanted to kind of see what that was all about.
I want to build one so bad. I just did a podcast with Haley Dillon, who said my vision, like she's been wanting a barndominium, and I said, "Well, funny story. I know someone who can help you with that."
Yeah, I love that. You need to connect us. That's great.
I want it so bad. Like I think my goal, like if I really had to look forward to like the moment of like, you look at this mountain, and my mountain used to be like HGTV. If I could just get to the top, and that would be where, that would be something that would be a huge milestone. I think the next one would be in some way, shape, or form to build my own home, like in some way to contribute to the building of my own space and my own home. Yeah. That would be a huge thing for me that I think I'll always kind of have on my heart of, could I do that? Of course I could do.
Well,
where
I'm for
know where I'm going if I do it.
Anything. Yeah. Come on down. We would love to have you.
Yeah.
And as we wrap this up, I want to make sure that we get you your name, your message out there, but also where can people follow you? Where can they see you? What do you got going on? Tell us about it.
I'm very active on Instagram, made by Shannon Evans. I answer messages. I post all the time on Instagram, and I think it's linked to Facebook, but either way, Instagram is my main source of like content. And then of course, HGTV on Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. We run 3 more episodes, I believe. So there's 8 total. But you can stream it anytime, but 9 p.m. Tuesday nights on HGTV for Renovation Resort Showdown. And then, of course, the home shows across America. Just follow me, and I'm going to post when I'm at those shows and which cities I'm in. And being in front of a live audience is a little bit weird. I wouldn't say scares me, but it is a little bit weird. Yeah. But I'm excited about that and really connecting with people physically and being able to like meet people that way. So it's going to be a really interesting year. Really interesting year.
Awesome. Well, we wish you nothing but the best. I appreciate you giving us some of your time, coming to hang out with us. And, that door is always open to you and your family. Yeah. And we wish you nothing but success. And I can't wait to continue to follow you. Made by Shannon Evans on Instagram and other places as well. But that's your primary platform. Please don't stop doing what you're doing. Keep being inspirational. I look forward to reaching out soon and talking to you again.
Oh, and thank you for being so much for me. You're a huge part of my life. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. All right. Until next time.
All right. Till next time.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us today. As always, we are grateful for our listeners and your continued support. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on social media via Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Get more info at our website, www.thehomebuildingshow.com. And as always, remember who we are, the Home Building and Remodeling Show.